Hello YouTube. I wanted to give you a quick public service warning on the Honda Element. As some of you are aware, if you're not aware you should be, that these vehicles are targets for the catalytic converter theft, which I was a victim of. And what happened is this thing is parked, I keep it parked at my office and overnight, and it sits by itself, and the catalytic converter was sawed off and stolen. So at that point, I had it. I'm like, I'm selling this thing as if it was the car's fault. I filed a police report and online, and the next day the City of Madison Police Department, it was a volunteer follow-up gentleman who called me and said, hey, I work for a volunteer for the police department. I hear your catalytic converter was stolen. What vehicle did it come off of? And I said a 2005 Honda Element. And he goes, wow, that's the exact car I drove to work today in. And we got to talking, and I said, well, you shouldn't leave it outside because they're targets. He goes, I have to leave it outside because my, I think it's his wife's car, and then his Corvette sits in the garage, and the Element sits outside. And he goes, Greg, that Honda Element is my favorite car of all time. And I got to thinking, I'm like, you know, as practical as this is, I use it all the time. I was just so, I don't know, upset that my converter was stolen, catalytic converter was stolen, that I was like, I'm done with this car. You know, I'm 52. I can afford a nicer car than this. You know, I can afford something nicer. But you know what? This thing serves its purpose. And I want it to sit out. I need to have it sit out at my office. I drive to work, and I use this as a kind of a work tool. And instead of putting another catalytic converter on it, I took this thing to Max Muffler, and they put the straight pipe on here. If you can see that. They put a straight pipe. Now I don't have the O2 sensor on here, so that is a problem. But now I can leave it set out, and if the thieves want to come and steal my catalytic converter, more power to them, because there's not one on this car anymore. And there's my, and so long story short, be mindful of the catalytic converter thieves. And don't lose your cool like I did and want to get rid of your Element just because of a few bad apples. So anyway, it's staying in the family. I'm not selling this thing. So there you have it. Keep an eye out on your Honda Element. Don't let it get stolen. And if it does, you have options. Replace the catalytic converter with an aftermarket, which they offered, or a straight pipe, which was very inexpensive. So there you have it. Thanks for checking it out.